Hello, beautiful. How are you, Aliza
Hello.
Bloom Robinson? Aliza is my dear friend and 1 Million Meditators ambassador to the USA, specifically in Arkansas. Thank you for being here today. And today is all about shining the light on the work that you do, Aliza. I know that you're a best-selling author, and I know that your book has reached thousands of hundreds of thousands, and that your work is about spiritual awakening. Can you please tell, because spiritual awakening is such a broad subject, what is it that you mostly help, inspire, and influence?
That is such a big question. So spiritual awakening to me is awakening to the truth of who we already are and who we are becoming. When we awaken individually, which is both a destination and a journey, as is spoken about in my most recent book, The Paradox of Awakening.
Okay. There you go. Okay. I can see it now. Yes.
Finding peace in a world of chaos. But it is a journey and a destination. But the journey of it is really the dismantling of the subconscious patterns that are both within our own being and also within humanity. And as we awaken, we actually are moving to a new dimension of consciousness, and that will lead us to loving ourselves, loving the planet, being in a state of oneness where all the stuff that we're seeing around separation will just sort of disappear because there is enough for all. And we'll be when we're in love and kindness and compassion, not just as a thought and not just as an action, but as a being. That's when we're really going to see the changes on the planet, which is why I'm so excited to have been hooked up with you almost a year now. I think the first one was last May that I did.
Yes, you did. Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It's really amazing that you mentioned that once we step onto this awakening journey, we actually evolve into a different state of consciousness. And that will have an impact or a ripple effect on the rest of the world. Why do you feel that is?
Well, it is... I think the simplest way to say that, again, another huge question. You just throw these like huge questions out, right? I could talk an hour and a half on it. But to keep it in a couple of sentences, it is a collective consciousness that's happening. Mm-hmm. Like a light is coming on, a person awakens, and then a person here and a person here and a person here and a person here. And pretty soon, all of those individual lights will be the great one light, like as we come together. And there's lots of different paths of that awakening, but so many of us that consider ourselves light workers and here for a greater good on the planet and here at this time on the planet, we're standing for really a conscious leap in evolution, in conscious evolution. And we're at that gap. We're seeing it in our world. The paradigm is the gap is getting so big. You know, you talk to people and you go, are you even on the same planet as me? You know, because there's a split happening, and the more of us that awaken, the quicker the planet has a potential of awakening and really landing in a whole new state of being, a different dimension.
Don't you feel, though, that gap, or maybe this is just my perception and it's erroneous, but I feel that every day more and more souls are awakening, and actually that gap is getting smaller and smaller.
It's another paradox, you know, because I think for many of us, that gap is getting smaller. And you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
I'm in the U.S. Our government is doing some really wacky things right now. And so that's where I say it looks like the gap on the other side of even the political divide or the moral divide that we're having, or some basic, what I call moral humanity issues. I mean, where people are standing, the people who are awakening, the gap's getting smaller.
Yes.
But then you look at, there's so many people who are like, and that's where I say the gap's bigger. I'm like, you are living in such a different reality than I am. You know, not to judge it, just to go, wow. And then I judge it, right? How can you think that? How can you see that? right? But not to judge it, but to just become aware of it. It's like, what is moving in people? The people that I work with primarily are awakening. The people I see on the news, I go, what?
So talking about the people you work with, because you're also a reverend. Yes. Are the people who are coming to you, have they had glimpses of this so-called awakening and they want more of it?
Yeah, a lot of my clients have been on a spiritual path for a long time.
Okay.
In a variety of different ways. So they have some knowledge, they have some experience, they have some awakening. But most of the clients that come in that are what I would say new to me are either finding themselves stuck or in a repeating pattern. Like, I've dealt with this so many times. Why is it still coming up? Or they just have this hunger, this longing. They know that there's more.
Yes.
More whatever, not necessarily material, but more love, more kindness, more compassion. Or they're like buried in sort of that split that I talked about. Like, they're so like buried in what we would call the survival emotions of some sort. Some of the clients who come in who are a little bit further out come in because they're stressed and they want to find ease, which is actually the first book, Falling into Ease.
Yes. Yeah.
Would it be all right with you if life got easier?
Oh my God, ever.
Right? And so in my work, life gets easier because we unpack all the noise that surrounds our consciousness, and then we get really clear, awakened, really, so that we can navigate through whatever life gives us with such a deeper ease.
Oh my God, you are describing me a few years ago. I was still in the corporate world, but there was this voice and longing inside of me. I was very good at what I was doing and had two businesses on the side, but they are all like left brain, IT, information technology, real estate investing. And there was this voice that was getting louder and louder and louder. Is this what I came here to do? Is this why loving intelligence has bestowed so many gifts on me? And the answer was no, no, no. There is more. So if I would have come to you a few years ago, how would you have started me off? Is the fact... Okay, I'll just let you answer that question.
Okay. We would sit down, or, I do everything virtual because I actually am in Arkansas, but also live in Arizona, and we travel a lot. So I
know you're a jet setter.
In fact, this will be the very first global meditation I've actually done in my house. Usually I'm in a hotel somewhere.
Yes, yes.
But we would look at you Anita, because you already had an awareness that there was an impulse in you for something more. So we would begin to uncover that impulse. Mm-hmm. So we begin to, it's really twofold. We begin to activate that impulse in you, which is your essence, which is calling you to become even more of who you are. And we would do the clearing, right? We'd be doing the clearing of the old. What I mean by that is most of us on the planet still carry unworthiness. I'm not good enough. I have to do this because of that. We have all kinds of these vows and contracts in the subconscious that we made as really young children that no longer serve our awakening. So the work that I do, the Magic Mojo work, is really the dismantling of the subconscious, the patterns that hold us in survival, so that we can access, right, the eternal now, access the present moment, and access not only now, but the infinite possibilities of what our soul is calling us to do and be.
I love that. I love that, because there are infinite possibilities and we're infinite beings, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Now, finish your thought.
And it's ever evolving.
Yes.
Like, people will start maybe like, I really want this. This is why I'm coming. And then they get close to that. And then it like quantums. It's like, oh, but now from here, there's so much more that's even accessible. So a big part of the work is just getting ourselves to a place where we can see possibilities, where we can feel possibilities.
Yes.
And ultimately, the awakening is going to serve the greater planet. So even if it's just my personal, ultimately across the board, there's something about serving the planet. There's something about that's bigger than me or you or any one of us.
I know. I've seen that. I actually observed that in myself, and I've seen it in many other people. We keep talking about awakening. Oh, now I'm awakened. Am I really awakened? Well, one clue to that awakening, for me at least, was that less than 2 years ago, I had this magical experience that, there's a blog post on the 1 Million Meditators website about it. But I knew in that moment that I meant to serve for the rest of my life. And my serving is in the form of 1 Million Meditators to gather 1 million people by the year 2020 to raise the consciousness you so beautifully described. So I don't know if I'm awakened, but I got this call and I knew viscerally, deep down, that this is what I'm meant to do. And it all has to do with serving. It goes beyond the me, I need to make money to buy cars and clothes and, to impress the people I don't like.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in your work with your clients, is there a part where you use meditation or a form of meditation?
Yeah, I have been teaching meditation. I've been ordained for over 20 years. And I've been meditating. Excuse me, I've got something floating around in my eye here. Looks like I'm crying. Maybe I am. But I started meditating about 35 years ago. So my daily practice has included meditation, a variety of forms over those 35 years. But I use the word meditation a lot. Like I have an event coming up next week used to be called Open Heart Meditation. And I shifted it because I kept being in these retirement communities and people were like, I see that and I think heart surgery. I go, well, it is, but not physical.
That's so funny.
So now I'm using heart-centered meditation and beyond, because what people think of meditation is a doorway, right, to what's really possible. And I know the places where you go and the places where I go and the places I take my clients is we use meditation to access really the infinite, to access the eternal void. And from the eternal void, then we can access the subconscious and the future. And then it becomes really, really magical. So yes, I use meditation in every single thing that I do. And it's not what most people think about meditation.
Okay. Now, if
that made sense.
Can we...
Excuse me, my eye is watering. You're triggering something in me in a really good way. We're going to call it good.
Okay, I love that. It's a sign of your love for the planet. Now, I want to ask you, especially because you're an ordained minister, can we use or can we interchange prayer for meditation or contemplation, or how do you feel about that? Because a lot of people are like, meditation, that's woo-woo, new agey.
Yeah, and I will just own right up front, I am way woo, and I love my woo. So, I actually have a gift. I'm glad you brought this up, and we didn't plan this, on my website, which you linked to already, and it's called something along the lines of No More Excuses to Meditation, and it's 4 very short videos, like 5 minutes.
Yes.
And it's reframing what meditation is and what prayer is. So for both, basically I say that prayer is really speaking to spirit and meditation is receiving or listening.
Yes.
But in either one, every time that you can access a still point outside of your mind, underneath your mind, beyond your mind, you can access a still point, you have done the work of prayer and meditation. Every time you access a point in that which is greater than you, you can put that into any paradigm. A lot of the fundamental religions aren't necessarily in alignment with what I teach, because I teach that we are one with creation, and that our work on the planet is to come to know that, to awaken to that love, to that truth.
Yes. I believe that too, with every fiber of my body. We are one. We're part of the Creator, the loving intelligence. And Oh my God, I'm so glad that you expressed that so beautifully. Thank you.
Yes.
Is maybe was it that you sat in meditation and you asked spirit, divine intelligence, when you first heard about 1 million meditators? Did you first, checked with yourself if this is right, or should I join?
I did. I saw it, like I said, maybe a year ago or so, probably on a Facebook post, and I went, oh my gosh, what's that? And so I went to check you out, right? As we do. And I went, and I'm like,
public.
oh my gosh, she's like so in alignment with what I'm doing, and I'm leaning into having a bigger impact and a bigger presence with the awakening work, because my bottom line mission, goal, intention is to support a world awakening one soul at a time. And the collective to join in globally with all these people. You said what? There's like 60 meditations this time on June 1st, and however many languages and however many countries. It lit me up. Like I didn't have to check in. I'm like, oh, boom. Oh, that's for me to do. Oh, there it is. So it's like sometimes you have to check in, but other times you just know. And this was a just know for me.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. I am so looking forward to June 1st. This is going to be by far our biggest tsunami of love.
Absolutely.
You lead beautiful meditations. What time is it that you picked for June 1st?
Mine is at noon on June 1st. We're going to be live on our Facebook page, and we're gathering a group of people at the Center for Spiritual Oneness in Hot Springs, Arkansas. So if you're anywhere close, come on in. We're gathering at 11:30 for our 12 o'clock live, and then we'll go until about 1 o'clock and do some talking and sharing and communicating about our mission, about your vision, and about the work that we're doing in the world.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you, love. Oh my God, you're going to have a group there. Oh, I'm getting angel bumps all over my body.
Yeah, beautiful.
I'm getting all squeaky too. Okay, so all of the details of Aliza's time and location are in the 1 Million Meditators Facebook event. If you're close in driving distance, put your physical bodies in the car and drive, because it's going to be amazing. Oh, I wish I could teleport myself.
Well, come on over.
And if you're not in physical or driving distance, then, it's all going to be broadcasted on the 1 Million Meditators Facebook page. And if you can't make Aliza's time, by all means, there are 59 other broadcasts.
All day long. For 24 hours or more, right?
Actually, yeah, it's starting on the 31st because Australia is always ahead of us. And it's spilling into June 2nd. So we're going to have a blast. We always have so much fun. But before I thank Aliza, I want to remind everybody of how important it is to love yourself enough to take Aliza up on her offer and go to her webpage and get the 4 or 3 videos?
I think it's 4 videos. It's been a while since I put it up, 4 or 5, but they're short, little, fun, very fun.
Okay, because that would be if you've dabbled with meditation, or if you want to get back into meditation, that is perfect. The perfect jumpstart, right?
Exactly. Jumpstart's a good word, yes.
Okay. I love you, Aliza. I love myself and I love the planet.
And I love you, Anita, and I love myself and I love the planet. See you very soon.
I'll see you and I'll feel you on June 1st.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. And please take this video and share it if you've gotten value from it.